Alright guys, just a quick video. I just want to quickly talk to you about different ways of learning, different ways that I've been learning, different mistakes that I've made, and things that have kind of worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. Now, I'm always one to say that you should learn from the mistakes that you make. You shouldn't procrastinate. You should just try and do things, give things the best go, and sometimes we win, sometimes we learn. But the trouble is, sometimes if you keep learning by your mistakes, can cost a lot of money and they can cost a lot of time. So sometimes you can fast forward all of those mistakes and you can learn from somebody that's done it before. You can learn from somebody that's in the position that has done what it is that you want to do, and you can kind of sort of take their advice and sort of run with that and try and avoid making those costly mistakes. And, you know, by costly I mean time and money. For example, when I started my eBay business, so here's my storeroom here. This is where I keep all my eBay store. When I first started this business out, about a year in, I thought, well, I want to boost this thing up. I want to get more products. I want to make more money. I want to sell more stuff. So PayPal are doing this thing called a working capital. It's where they lend you money. It's pretty much a loan. And I took about £50,000 of loans from them. Not in one go, in like a couple of loans, but I borrowed around about 50,000 from them. And the trouble is, I didn't do my research. I just started buying all these products and stuff, and just, you know, I had all this money sort of burning a hole in my pocket, and I was thinking, right, I've got to get it listed. Money in the bank's not making any more money. I need to get the money. I need to get the money invested. More products. Start listing it all, and you know, as you can imagine, guys, £50,000 worth of inventory. You know, we're talking about $60,000-$70,000 worth of inventories. Are a lot of items, and this room here, actually, this used to be my eBay storeroom as well, and I had this place was just packed full of stuff. And the trouble was, I didn't do the research on the products. I just went out and just bought all this stuff without really giving it too much research, and I ended up buying a load of stuff that just doesn't sell. And I ended up with so much money tied up in stock that's not selling, and still paying back the loans and everything, that I wasted a ton of time. I've spent days and, well, months. I've spent months listing all this inventory, getting it all up on eBay, and then most of it, for the most part, not to sell. And guys, that was a costly mistake. That really was a costly mistake. What I should have done, I should have read some more books. I should have watched more YouTube videos from other eBayers. I should have maybe experimented with smaller amounts and with not such a big amount. Maybe I should have sort of gone into products I already knew that were selling well, rather than just going for a whole load of products and just chucking money at everything. So you know what? So what are the best ways to learn? So obviously, learning from mistakes is good. You know, there's nothing wrong with learning from mistakes. But learning from mistakes is what's going to hammer it into your brain the quickest time. You know, when you learn to ride a bike and you're falling off, every time you fall off, it hurts, and you get up and you learn a little bit more. So that's the way it's going to ingrain it into your brain the best. But the problem is, that can cost you a lot of money, like I found out with the eBay inventory and the PayPal loan, and it's going to cost you so much time. And, you know, we're not alive for that long. I mean, how many years have we got left? I mean, life's short. I mean, if you think how quickly the last 10, 20 years have gone, it's just over in a heartbeat. And we haven't really got enough time to keep learning by error and error and error. I mean, sure, we're always going to make mistakes. We're always going to learn from mistakes. But if we purely just keep trying too many things and keep falling over and keep falling over and keep falling over, I mean, by the time all this stuff might click into place, we might be 80 years old, 90 years old, and then it's sort of game over. So, you know, what we want to do, we want to learn this stuff now. We want to be able to implement the stuff now. We want to fast forward that long learning curve, and we want to learn all that stuff now and as quickly as possible. And for me, I've tried a lot of different things. What works for me the best is online courses. And I'm not just saying that because I want to sell you my course. I mean, as you guys all know, I do sell an eBay course. So if you are interested in doing eBay, guys, if you're interested, shameless plug, have a look in the link down below. There's a link to my course. And there's also a free version, guys. So if you don't want to pay any money, I'll give you a link to my free course that's going to get you up and running selling on eBay. But that's not really the point of this video. The point is, it's just that there's different ways that you can learn quicker from other people. So, yeah, number one, my favourite way is courses. That's the way I like learning. I bought a course from Tanner J. Fox, how to learn the Amazon. So I'm going through that at the moment. I've also bought a course from Alex Becker, because I'm trying to get better at online marketing. So, and for me, I find courses the best way to learn, because books are great. Books are a brilliant way to learn, but I find it harder to absorb the information. When you're watching video, you can actually see it in real. You can actually see the person. You can see what the person's doing, and it's sort of just so much easier for me to learn. And YouTube's great for that. You can get a whole ton of information on YouTube for absolutely free. Trouble with YouTube is such a minefield of information. There's so much stuff on there, so many videos from so many different people. It's difficult to kind of know what to listen to, who to listen to, what it is that you want to do. And even if you find a certain YouTuber and you listen to his advantage, the videos tend to be all sort of scattered out everywhere. They're not really in any sort of logical order, and they tend to be a lot more brief. I don't really go, for the most part, don't really go really deeply into a lot more depth. So books, yes, you're going to get a lot of depth, you're going to get a lot of information, but they can be a little bit harder to read. Courses, for me, are like, it's easy all round. You've got all the information in one place, all from the same person. So if you're buying a course from a person that has done something that you want to do yourself, and you want to get to the position where he is in, that is probably the best place to get the information from. An even better place would be a mentor. If you can get a personal mentor to teach you personally and sit with you side by side and teach you exactly how to do it, that would probably be by far the best way of learning. But the problem is there, you're going to really struggle finding a mentor. I mean, who do you know personally that is in the position where you want to be? And even if you personally know him, he's going to have his own stuff going on. If he's saying you want to be successful at business, and you get mentoring from a successful businessman, then he's already got his own businesses, he's already got his own stuff going on, and for the most part, he's not really going to have the time to sit there and sort of go over with you for like hours and hours and hours what it takes to be, to get your business to work. I mean, yes, great, talking to him's great, hanging around with him, socialising with him, spending as much time as you can with him is gold dust. You can't put a price on that. But at the end of the day, his time is limited to himself, and he's got his own things he has to do, and he physically can't give his one-on-one time 100% of the time to you. So, find what works for you guys. For some people, it's courses. If you can find a mentor in real life, that's probably the best way, but I think you're really going to struggle. YouTube's great. Courses, I would say, courses definitely what's worked for me so far is the best way of learning. Because I saw a little saying somewhere that people say, some people think that education is expensive. Well, try ignorance. Ignorance is even more expensive. And I learned the hard way, guys. I really did learn the hard way. I've been trying so many different businesses, and I've been trying these without really trying to spend any money on education. I've just sort of trying things, failing. And yes, by all means, you're going to learn that way, but just bear in mind, guys, it's going to take you a lot longer to get to where you want to get to. So I hope this video is going to help some of you guys out. I'm not saying go out there and buy a course. For some of you guys, you can buy books. You can buy second-hand books from Amazon for really, really cheap. There's some great books out there from a ton of great authors. And everything that you need to learn, you're going to find in a book. But if you're like me and you struggle, I don't struggle with reading as such, but I just struggle to sort of absorb the information. I like to see, like on a video, you can actually see what the guy's doing. It's like you're talking to the person face to face almost. You see what his sort of personality is like. You see if what he's saying, it sort of sounds sort of believable or not. When it's in sort of writing, it's a lot harder to kind of interact and to sort of feel it, if you get me. So I hope you like this video, guys. I hope it's going to help some of you guys out. Give me a note in the comments. What experience have you had with trying things for yourself, and with mentors, and with courses or books or anything like that, or trying from your mistakes? What experience have you had so far? But by far the worst thing, guys, is procrastination. A lot of people just use the excuse, I've got to learn as a form to procrastinate. If you're going to procrastinate, you're better off just trying, and you're better off just falling over, and you're better off doing something. So I'm not saying if you've got a business idea not to do it. I'm not saying procrastinate and keep learning and not doing it. What I am saying is learn from somebody that's done it before. Learn from somebody that knows how to do it. And you haven't got to learn it all in one go. You can just learn step number one, take action on step number one. That's the other beauty of courses. They're normally broken down in step-by-step guides. So you can start at step number one, learn that step, and then take action right away. Instantly take action, and then don't learn about step number two until you're happy with step number one and you've got step number one complete. So then you work on step number two, And as you learn step number 2, you actually do number 2. And so you haven't got to learn everything all in one go. You can do it as the steps go down. That way it breaks it down really, really easily. It's going to make it a lot easier to learn. It's not going to overwhelm you with too much information, and it's going to give you the best chance of success without failing and trying for yourself, which at the end of the day, you know, ignorance is definitely more expensive. I learned that on eBay stock. I wasted so much time and so much money on the wrong products. And a lot of those products, well, most of them products are still sitting there. By the way, I just want to quickly add, don't take your advice from the wrong people. That is also a really bad thing to do. When you're looking to take advice from somebody, take advice from someone that's in the position where you want to be in. Is, you know, family members, friends, family, often they're at the same level as that we're at, or maybe below, maybe a tiny little bit higher. And the trouble is, if we take advice from them, they don't know how to step it up to the next level. So even though they might have the best intentions, some people might be jealous and they're going to tell you not to do it, or they're going to give you the wrong advice out of jealousy. But for the most part, if it's your friends and you know, if it's your true friends and family and people that care about you, normally they've got your best intentions at heart, but they just don't know. So even though it can be good to talk to people about your business ideas and to sort of go through with people what you want to do. And, you know, it's fun to talk about this sort of stuff. But if you're getting advice from someone that's not at the level where you want to be at, then be wary, guys, that information is probably not going to be the best information for you to take on board. All right, see you soon.